Hello and welcome to a Minecraft Redstone tutorial with me, Elven Dragon. Today we're going to be looking at Redstone logic gates and basically when they're true, false, and how to build them. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so this giant wall of lights here is basically showing all of the truth values for various statements for two inputs, which we have called P and Q. You can call these basically whatever you want. You can call them X and Y, phi and psi. 1 and 2 is very simple. Basically, we don't have to look at all of these inputs. Many of these are just a single input, like P and Q is right there. We have not of some symbols. So we're basically just going to be looking at all these ones here with diamond blocks. So we've got the AND statement where we have both P and Q are true, and that's the only time that's ever true. We have this one here where basically it's true only if P or Q is true, which is basically the exclusive OR. And then I don't think I actually did it in OR. We're not looking at this one. We're not looking at the OR statement. It's basically just, actually, we'll do it real quick. OR is basically we have input 1, input 2, and then signal, and then your output, which for this we're going to be using these redstone lamps. And so basically if you turn on input 1, light turns on, input 2, light turns on, turn on both, light's still on. Both of them are off, light is off. Alright, that's simple. And then importantly we have the not statements. So these basically flip the signal. So where P is true, not P is false. Where P is false, not P is true. And that's about it. We'll like about those emeralds. So right here we have the OR statement. So input 1 or input 2 can be flipped and light will turn on. This is an OR. This is not. Here we have a basic not statement. It's very simple. Just block of your choice and a redstone torch. This will flip the signal, provided you have your redstone input going into the block. So basically we turn that off. Light goes. When that's off, light goes on. When we turn that on, the light goes off. Simple as that. So then we have the AND statements here. So if we flip input 1, light stays off. Input 2 and input 1 together, light will come on. If we have just input 2, light is off. So this one here is basically just 3 blocks of your choice, a redstone torch on top of each end, a redstone torch in the middle, a piece of redstone going between the 2 torches on top, and then you just have your inputs feed into the blocks with the torches like so. And your output comes off of the torch in the center. Simple as that. This is another little AND statement here. It works, but it's also a lot more expensive because you have a comparator there. And so again, as we can see, flip 1 on, nothing happens. Flip 2 on, flip both on, light goes on. Turn that one off, light goes off. And now over here, we have the exclusive OR. So if we flip 1 on, the light goes on. If we flip the other one on, the light turns on. But if we have both on, the light turns off. So I actually have 2 different designs for this one. This one does not involve sticky pistons and basically uses falling sand. Alright, so for the exclusive OR, since we need it to only be active when only one input is true, you basically have to have it so that the signal cannot pass if the other signal is true. So basically how we're going to build this is we're going to put 2 sticky pistons down. We'll do these a little bit farther apart. We facing straight up. These can be normal pistons, but for that you'll have to use sand. We'll get our block that we wish to use. We'll use gold for this. And then we have our inputs into each of these to basically have these turned on, and then leading into the block that's on our piston, we'll have a repeater, and then we basically draw our lines as far out as we need on whichever. We can now knock out these torches here, down here. Then we basically have our redstone torches here, which basically feed into a redstone line to power the piston on the opposite side. Now, and then the same for this one. So if you put you have to put the first redstone torch at least 1 block away from the piston on your wires heading up, just like this. Then you can have your inputs. We'll use these levers. And so as you can see, when you flip one side, the opposite side's piston will retract. Flip the other side, same thing. Now on the opposite side, you basically need to have the signals come together into one to power your output, so that basically you have one output signal and not 2. And then you just flip the levers. That's all you need. As for the uses of this, you can use this, I don't know, to turn on and off a light. If you're going through a long tunnel, you want to turn off the light when you're not in the tunnel, I guess, or something. You can have 2 switches for that. You can have 2 switches on either side of a retractable bridge or something. I don't know, that's entirely up to you. But that's just about it. So basic recap, you have your AND gate, which is true only when both input signals are true or on. NOT, which basically reverses your signal. OR, which is true anytime when you have at least one input on. And then the exclusive OR, which is only true when only one signal input is true or on. And then basically using all of those, you can create the others. So for example, we have P and not Q here. You could basically do that as you start out with your AND gate here, just like so. And then redstone, block, torch, and then basically you have your inputs P here. So when that's true and this one's on, this one's off. Let's put our lamp down so it can be seen. Lamp turns on. Flip this one on, and the circuit will never turn on. So that's just about going to wrap things up for this little tutorial. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And I hope you find some sort of use out of these. I know I'm going to be using them eventually, but that's it. So, goodbye.